Hey, what is going on, everybody? Jerma here with some SMITE gameplay. Well, now, not really a SMITE commentary, but it's a SMITE gameplay and my Q&A answers portion of my Q&A video week. I'm not even sure what you would call it. I know that saying Q&A answers is kind of like just saying questions and answers. However you want to say it, this is where I answer your questions from my previous video. So I'll get started right off the bat, but first I want to talk about SMITE for 1 second, less than 1 minute. This game is a hell of a lot of fun. If you are not into like League of Legends or you're not into Han or anything like that, I'm not that guy. I am very bad at games like that. I cannot wrap my head around all the strategy and all the tactics that are involved in a MOBA game. But something about this one in particular, it's just so much action. There's so much stuff to do. You move with WASD, you click to attack, it's all skill shots. It's just, it doesn't feel like a MOBA. It feels like a deathmatch. It's very one-on-one, very, very intimate, very... Now what am I saying here? Like, it's very intimate. But seriously, I've never been into games like this, but I absolutely adore this. And I'm going to play it for a while, probably. You'll probably see a lot more content of this as well as I get better. This is also in closed beta, and I'm playing as Sobek, one of the unlockable characters. And you unlock characters by getting favor. It's kind of like experience, and you use experience to buy things. But I will get into that at a totally different time. Just enjoy that in the background while I do the Q&A. So, question number 1 was arguably the most asked question. There's not one person in particular that asked this question, but it is, do you have a girlfriend? Or are you married? Do you have a wife? Or anything like that? And I've answered this in previous Q&As, but there's a lot more new people since some of these old Q&As, so the answer is no. I do not currently have a girlfriend. I have not had a girlfriend in quite a while. It's been at least a couple of years since I've been in a relationship. But, I mean, it's not like I'm not actively looking. I mean, let's be really totally honest with ourselves here. Nobody really actively goes to pursue a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It just kind of happens, at least in the most part. Every prior experience I've had with a relationship with the opposite sex, it's always been, well, I'm in the room and you're in the room, and we both looked at each other, and I like you, and you like me. Let's date. I mean, there's never like a situation where you're going actively looking for somebody, like, I wonder if there's going to be a girlfriend in this movie theater. Let's go find her. Like, it doesn't really happen that way, but I mean, sometimes it can. But I'll just get back to what I was saying. The answer is no, I do not currently have a girlfriend. Second question comes from a bunch of people as well, no person in particular that said this. What is the mic that you use? So, I've used a lot of different mics in the course of this last year I've been on YouTube. I started with a Samson CO1U USB, which is great. It's a really good microphone. I really highly recommend it. I then moved on to a Yeti Pro, which actually broke, and I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened to it, but I don't know. I'm not gonna really... That's a no comment for me when it comes to Yetis and Yeti Pros. But right now, I'm using an MXL USB 006, and it's been pretty flawless ever since I took it out of the box, so I highly recommend this microphone. I think it's only $90 on Amazon, or maybe less than that. It's like the $80 to $120 range. The thing is amazing. So if you're looking for a good microphone, I would suggest the CO1U or the MXL USB 006. So the next question comes from SuperCow376, and he or she asks, did you ever play Super Smash Bros.? And I could go off on a 5-hour tangent on this game, but Super Smash Bros. Is probably my favorite fighting game ever made. It is one of my favorite games, really of all time, in regards to fun factor and multiplayer. I played that game in college, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. 64, and Brawl. That was my college. I used to sit with all my dorm mates, all my roommates. We would sit and just do tournaments for like 6 hours every night. It was so much fun. And speaking of Super Smash Bros., I cannot wait until they finally come out with Super Smash Bros. 4, which is going to be, what, for the Wii U, I think it is? I am anxiously awaiting the SmashDojo.com to come back up and we can speculate on all the new characters. And that's pretty much why I'm going to be getting a Wii U at launch, is for Super Smash Bros. 4. So to answer your question, yes, I absolutely adore that series. I love that game, Super Smash Bros. So the next question is from Matt the Wing 525. If I'm mispronouncing your names, guys, I'm really sorry about that. But his question is actually a pretty funny one. I heard a rumor that Star is related to you. Is that true? The quick answer is no, but the long answer is Well, who told you that? Where did you get that information? I mean, I guess Star comes down to Boston all the time. Every couple months he'll make a trip down here. But no, he is not my cousin or my brother or something like that. I just found that really funny. But in the comment section of this video, Matt, paste where you got that source, where you got that info. I'm very curious to know. So the next question is from Lazarick, and he or she asks, would you ever want to have kids? Now this is kind of a tough question, not because I don't think I can answer it, but because I really just don't know. I'm getting to that point now, guys, where I'm almost 27 years old, and I'm almost expected to start to get married and start having kids and start a family, but I'm just not ready for that. I'm afraid to grow up. I don't want to be some guy with kids. I want to be like a young man and be a strong young man. I don't know what that means, but I don't really want them right now. I don't really have a plan to have any children. If I ever do have kids, it'll probably be when I'm in my mid-30s, or I don't even know. I can't really make an assessment on that, because I'm just not sure. But, do I want them? Sure. Do I know when I want them? No. I guess that's the real answer. Next up is a question from the Purple Fish 12, and he or she asks, what kind of car, if any, do you drive? And this is nobody's really ever asked this question before. I drive a Chevy Malibu, a 2003, I think, a 2002 maybe. It is pure gold, Midas gold, baby. It's a nice car. It's just a regular town kind of economy car, and I really wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not the type of guy that wants to drive around in a Ferrari or like a Lamborghini or something like that, because I'm afraid to drive those cars. I've seen those cars driven, and I've seen the condition that a lot of those cars are in. They are pristine. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would keep that car in my garage, and I would probably never drive it for any circumstance whatsoever. Mainly because of the fear of it getting a scratch or something, and they're just so expensive. I'll stick with my little economy car. That's good for me. So next up is Phase7963, and he or she asks, how did you meet Burger Boy? So Burger Boy, if you don't know who Burger Boy is, he's like my best friend in the whole world. And he's in a lot of videos. He's been in a couple of the milestone videos. He was Santa Claus for the Christmas video. And he's just a really good buddy of mine. Where did I meet him? Well, that's a pretty simple answer. He lives right down the street from me. We grew up together. I've known him for more than 20 years. Went to the same kindergarten, same middle school, same high school, same everything. And he's just been that guy that's been down the street where I can just walk to his house if I really wanted to. It's less than a mile away. And I mean, it was just easy to get to his house. We shared the same interests. He loves video games. I love video games. We both played baseball together. So it was just easy. We were a perfect fit. Perfect fit, baby. So the next question is from Dollary. And Dollary asks, what is your most played game of all time? Now, I like this question because this is not, what is your favorite game of all time? What is your least favorite game of all time? It's just, what is your most played game? And that is probably going to be World of Warcraft. If I were to do the math right now, it would probably make me puke. But I have probably put at least 3,000 or 4,000 hours into that game. At least, at the very least. Coming in at a close second, though, is Team Fortress 2, I would have to assume, because I've been playing this game since, God, the beta, and it's been a long time. At least a couple thousand hours into the series of Team Fortress, including Team Fortress Classic. So I'd say Team Fortress as a series and World of Warcraft are my most played games. Next up is from Incantaire Fox, and they ask, how do you feel your commentary style has changed since the start? And that can be answered in one word, and one word only, comfortable. That's really, you have to get comfortable, and you have to really get confident, you gotta sit down, and that's the best advice I can give to any aspiring YouTube commentator, is just be as comfortable and as confident as you can. And whatever ways you can do that, whatever techniques you can find or relaxing things you can do to yourself to make it so when you sit in front of this microphone, you can just go and talk about anything and everything. That is what you have to do. And it's very, very difficult. It can be hard to find that thing. But once you find it, it'll just make you that much more comfortable. So I could go on with that for a long time, but I'm going to bring up the next question, which might be the last one of this video. And that is, where do you see yourself in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? I got a lot of these different, like, oh, what do you think will happen on YouTube next year? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years? And it's really hard to answer those questions. And what I really hope is in the next 5 years, the next 10 years, 1 year, whatever it happens, the future of my life, I just hope I'm happy. You know, that's really all I really ask, is that I'm happy and my friends are happy, my family's happy, all you guys are all happy. It's hard to predict what's going to happen, and nobody can really have a magic crystal ball and say, well, in 5 years, Germa, you're going to have $200 billion in your bank account, and you're going to own Ben & Jerry's ice cream factory. I mean, nobody really can predict that. But I just hope that I can get to a position where I'm happy with my life, and I'm just here, and I'm still here, and I live a healthy life, as healthy as I can, and that's really all I could ask for. But that is going to wrap up the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll probably do another one of these in a week or two. Probably change this time slot. Not going to be on Friday night, but I will get that done soon. Again, thank you so much for your questions. I really appreciate it, guys. There were a lot of good ones. And I will see you guys all next time. And, of course, take care, everybody.